Hi, you're with Scott. This is Gougy Kid the stream, and we're just playing a bit of Hearthstone, but you can't see my face. Poor old you, Ace, because the editing software is exporting. While it's exporting, we're at 74% writing yesterday's stream so that we can upload it to YouTube, slightly edited. And to be fair, I only edited about 10 minutes out of it. I only removed 10 minutes, so it's quite a long video. What we saved in the editing time, we're making up for in the export time. But until then, we're just going to knock off some quests on our free-to-play account. We've got to win some rank play, we've got to deal some damage, we've got to play cards, use our hero power, Demon Hunter, Priest or Rogue. And there's a Tavern Brawl available. So I'll pop out the chat. Pop, you got popped. You should appear. There you go, you've appeared. Let's go. Let's go. And we need to play Demon Hunter or Priest. Ugh. So we're rolling with the Demon Hunter for the Tavern Brawl to get us started.
Versus Jaina.
Jaina.
You asked for it.
Oh, I see, it's hallucinations. When you're playing a Tavern Brawl like this, and the majority of your cards are going to be hallucinations or whatever the given card is, always mulligan those cards because you want as many of the optional cards from your class as possible in your hand, because you're going to draw loads of these hallucinations. But getting these is going to be a bit more difficult. So that's a top tip. Got a little bit of AoE here.
Time runs out on me.
And we're going to be a bit of a mage. Our discovery of cards is going to be a magey sort of. We're discovering quite a lot there, aren't they? They've got loads of mana. Oh, I see, so have we. I mean, this is good because it's going to Outcast. That was what I was looking for. Draw cards. That's going to drop in there. Nice.
I see.
That's quite powerful early on.
Time grows short.
I like this. It's slow, but it's powerful. I'm not in any great hurry. You know, we can discover what we need along the way.
Aim for the wheels.
What? Oh, they're playing. They're playing Demon Hunter cards because they're discovering them. I see. I see. Quite an interesting Tavern Brawl, then, isn't it? Quite an interesting Tavern Brawl. To be able to play your opponent's cards. Costs you more mana to discover them, so it's quite slow. Am I ever going to have demons in my hand? That's an issue. We've got AoE already. Minions are going to be hard to come by. So I'm going to take the Simulacrum. I'm going to take that. Here are some minions. Let's take this. Draw a spell, copy the lowest cost. So they're going to go nicely together. I'm looking for some freeze maybe now. Freeze a character. Yeah, I can do that. That's quite nice as well though, isn't it? The elemental. We'll take the elemental. And we'll just attack to face. So we've got elementals, not demons. We're going to take some damage this turn, but I don't mind that really. I'm looking to deal 3 damage to something by popping this out. And then I want to copy these Star Scryers. That's a secret. Oh, they've drawn some mage cards as well, I see.
Baby, I'm a firework.
And I'm going to save my coin. Greed. Greed is always the play. Oh, my opponent's managed to draw some cards as well, so that little advantage we had, that card advantage, is being evened out. However, we've still got this AoE, knife steal, and we're going to be able
They
to
will never catch me.
draw a few extra cards here. Did they discover that? Outcast draw a card at 1-1. That's weak. You know, if you're discovering a card to draw more cards, to discover more cards, that's fairly weak. It says the person who is about to play cards that draw cards, but ours was a bit more. Our earlier play had better value. Oh, I should have taken that out. Look, hero power costing one less. Who cares? Let's copy this. Play it.
Planets and stars! Power for the taking!
And I'm going to discover another card. Three mana for 2. I think we'll take the Vaporize. Using the coin now because my opponent now has to use their tavern power, their hero power, if they want to kill this, which reduces the amount of mana they can spend. But we're not in a good position, so maybe they get to put down some sort of big demon hunter thing. They might be thinking ping, drop a 5-drop. We can then use Vaporize to eliminate the solitary minion my opponent plays. Discover something next turn, draw another thing. We're building up to turn 8 where we can take over. By this point my opponent will have discovered a weapon, I'm sure.
Was this your card?
Hello. Extra cards here then. Silence a minion, outcast draw a card, so it's 1 mana for draw a card, because there's nothing to silence, is there? But this is what I said, there'd be 1 minion on board, so I'm going to use my Vaporize, so that minion is not going to do me any harm. I'm going to discover a card. Explosive runes could help even up the board if my opponent plays something next turn, but I can't do anything else other than that. Polymorph's quite handy to have in the hand if I'm about to face discovered demons, but we'll take the explosive runes. We'll just pop that down. Tempo swing is what this is about. My opponent attacks to face, they lose that 5-3. Then they drop something, they lose it. Next turn, I freeze whatever's left. Maybe my opponent's face.
Imprisoning me.
That doesn't go off then, does it? That's a shame, because that does have exactly 6 health. Now we've got to try and fill the board up a bit before this goes off, because otherwise we're taking 10 to face. Which is fine, that's what we can do with our next turn. My opponent does have quite a lot of cards in hand, I don't know. But now they're not going to be able to use any weapons because I should be able to get a hit into face every turn. And that little hit into face will freeze them up. So the discovery of weapons, they're discovering Demon Hunter cards, remember, in this Tavern Brawl. So their discoveries are going to include weapons at some stage, and that's going to reduce, like quite heavily reduce statistically, their choices.
My blades will sing.
Finally, some good fortune. That was a good one, wasn't it? We definitely didn't want to see that slashing us up next turn. That Priestess of Fury dealing all that damage, so we got rid of that nicely. Secret's working for us. And now we've got a full board. When this goes off, 10 damage won't even clear our board, so we're good. As I say, we're definitely attacking to face with these, there's nothing else to do with them. Let's discover something. Oh, what a lovely set of choices. The Amazing Reno, it seems like the obvious choice, but no, the Vex Crow for me is one of my favourite cards of its era. I love the Vex Crow. Let's pop it out. It's going to really annoy my opponent now, look, when I... Ooh, we like this as well, look, very nice choices. Take the Prime. We've run out of small spells to play with this, which is a shame. But we'll just play this because it's a free minion now. There you go, there's a free minion. Add a random mage spell to your hand, and we'll play this one. Or, yeah, let's get the Prime in the deck. We'll get the Prime in the deck. And now my opponent is facing a nice full deck, so that should hardly do any damage at all. Thanks very much. Ooh. My opponent has some tricks up their sleeve. This is going to demolish my board now. If they've got a load of small cards they can play. And obviously they're discovering cards. They should be able to discover cards they can outcast from the left or right hand side. There's the weapon I knew they would have. They're struggling to outcast. So they've messed this up a little bit, I feel. One more secret. They don't have many secrets. Summon 3 with taunts. Oh, I like this card. It gets cheaper as things die, so that's cool. Are we ever going to get to outcast this? 2. Deal 1 damage to everything twice. That's a shame because it deals with my own board. The lifesteal's good. We definitely want to hit face with this. No using that weapon, my friend. If we silence this, we need to deal with this as well, don't we, you see? What have we got? 1, 2.
I grow impatient.
Could deal damage with this.
Now I am complete.
4 damage.
I grow short.
And now I can deal 2 damage to everything. Pop that out. To the face. Maybe I should have taken this out, but it would have been a shame to lose my more healthy water elemental. My opponent can choose to do that on their turn. Oh, hello. You don't know what's about to pop up in this one, do you? We can discover something that can save us. I mean, Mage has AoE in abundance, don't they? So we can discover something that can save us. We've got the demons with Taunt, which are going to help. We can deal 1 damage to a minion and its neighbours. We want some spell damage to increase that. And we can turn something into something that charges. This outcast is going to be helpful. So if we can get something cheap with this, then we can outcast. Oh, the Flame Ward, look. I knew it. I knew it. We should take the Flame Ward. Sorry, my friend. Let's draw some cards. And carry on our voyage of discovery. I like a bit of Sindragosa. Sindragosa. This is lovely as well, the Frostcaller. If you cast a spell, freeze an enemy, and we're casting 1 mana spells, so it could quite often freeze my opponent's face if they only have 1 thing on board. So I'm going to take that. And I might save my discovery until next turn. We'll save that as well. There's no point in wasting useful things at this stage. Bye-bye everything. Hello again. You've been discovering yourself some legendaries, have you, my friend? This one looks like it belongs in Fortnite. I love talking about the art and the art of the cards. It's something I really want to get onto at some stage with our Hearthstone coverage. I don't just want to stream the game, I want to talk about the art. And this one, look at his stance, the way he's holding those luminous rocks. It's just reminiscent of something out of Fortnite, isn't it? Fortniting up the artwork on the cards. Tell me if you think that's true. Hello, my friend Chatter. Chatter friend, my sister. The camera is not working because I'm exporting to the... hang on, just let me use my brain for a second. After I cast a spell, freeze an enemy. And we're going to at least cast 2 spells. My opponent's going to love this. They're going to love this. Look, watch. Because this can freeze face. Ooh, I like that. And I like an ice block as well. But I like this. But we need to discover another elemental to make it work. The avalanche. But it is pretty saucy. So we're going to take that. This will freeze. It's frozen the minion. But look, this one's going to freeze the face. Oh, Conjurer's Calling. Oh, I love that as well. Let's take that. That's frozen my opponent's face. And just got enough mana to pop out some Fell Guardians. So now my opponent can't do anything, being frozen. Yeah, no cam tonight because the Final Cut Pro... Oh, hang on. Not another one of these. You're discovering how many legendaries? Maybe I should have took that Reno. So, yeah, Final Cut Pro is exporting, so I can't use the camera, because when I plug it in, Final Cut Pro says, oh, hi, I see that you're using Final Cut Pro and a camera. You must be wanting to use that with Final Cut Pro. And I'm like, no, I don't. And then it's like, well, you can't use the camera then. But that's something we'll fix when we get a powerful gaming PC. And we can leave the old Mac just to do its editing. Right, so now I've lost out on the old freeze magic. That's caused some difficulties. So I think I might just clear the board in the safest way possible here first. What I'm planning to do is pop 4 damage onto that, and then polymorph one of these and just eliminate it, keeping one of them. I haven't got any spell damage to increase this, but let's see what we can get out of a hallucination. We're looking for an elemental with spell damage, but it's dormant. At the end of your turn, cast random spells. I despise that. So we're going to take the elemental, and we are going to kill this. Bye-bye. We're going to hit with this to face. Actually, we could keep it and silence it, couldn't we? Could keep it and silence it. Outcast, draw a card, so we need to play this first. No, we're gonna pop it like this. Quick! I missed a hit there. I missed a hit with the Fellhound, but it doesn't matter. We played an elemental, so next turn we should be able to get 2 copies of the Avalanche. It may not work. It may work. We don't know. We just don't know. It's dormant, you see, so it may not register. Sometimes things are bugged. But we played an elemental, so we hopefully can load up board. And then turn after that, if there's anything left, we can conjure as what the effing... what the effing S is that? We can silence that. So it won't be as big. It'll be a 1-1. It'll be a 1-1. Now we have to decide, is our lifesteal that we've been saving up, is that too important? Or should we draw a card? Waste a card to draw a card, see? Doesn't sound like sense, does it? Waste a card to draw a card. So we're going to hold on to that, because in a turn, this will give us spell damage +2, and that'll deal 3 damage to a minion and its neighbours, and heal us up 9. Yeah, you know what, Matt? You can be impatient. I'm explaining things to the audience. Right, animated avalanche. This is going down. down the mountain! Coming down the... That's a bit loud, isn't it? Sorry. I'll turn it down and then I'll do it again. Coming down the mountain! Yeah, coming down the mountain. I like this card. And we don't have enough mana for the Conjurer's Calling, but we can discover a card. Ooh, Toki, I like that. Free legendary. But these frozen champions put the legendary on board when they die. But you have to get them killed. So we're going to take Toki. I like a bit of Toki. Attack to face. Do not forget to silence that. End turn. Maybe I shouldn't have just silenced it. Maybe I should have killed it with my one hit. But that'll disappoint my opponent right at the end of my turn, won't it? No, they'll have to deal with that. And next turn we've got a nice solid 6 mana. Gives us a legendary. We can also play the twin spell Conjurer's Calling. We can do that on the 6 mana and improve the... Hopefully improve... What? God, man. Kurth, my opponent here, really doesn't want us to win, do they? They really don't. But they're using up their big... They've been holding on to those things there. They're their big safety net they've been holding on to. And now they're going to get... They're going to have trouble. We can at least heal up 3. I know we get another silence draw card. That's cheeky, isn't it? We can heal up 3 if we fancy it. We can do that on our own board and heal up 9 if we fancy it. We can twin spell one of these, get some 7s on the go. And I think we should do that. We get the free legendary next turn. But we should definitely use this because these are frozen, so they can't do anything at the moment. We might get something worse, we might get something better, but at least we get 2 of them. That's interesting. This is arguably worse. Comes with a battle cry. So we can keep the magnetic, can't be targeted. And we can do this again on the one that was arguably worse. And there we go. Now we've got a nice fatty lad taunt. The Tar Lord. Nice taunt. Nice classic, not classic card obviously, but an old card. An Ungoro card. And it's got a really interesting and animated figure. It's not literally animated, it just looks, you know, it's being animated out of tar, isn't it? That's what's happening, is they're creating some sort of tar golem. Nice artwork to be able to get that sort of level of... I'm talking about the tar golem. Are we ever going to be able to talk about the artwork on the cards? Oh, you love me playing Demon Hunter, don't you? Hearthstone, you love that. So, what have we got left quest-wise? Demon Hunter, Priest, Rogue. Ranked play, deal some damage. So, we're going to play some ranked, deal some damage. I've got a Battle Cry. Demon Hunter. It's not a modern, it's not up to date with the latest. That little mini set came out, didn't it? I haven't added any of those cards. But this is just a really cheap free-to-play deck that's easy to win with. Battle Cry Demon Hunter. %78% writing art history. 78%. It's take the last bit of that export takes effing ages. I might have to bin it off and then just turn the camera on. But then we'll have to leave it on all night. No, okay. We're just going to have to accept it's taking its time. Versus Anduin. Anduin! This might be difficult because I've only got a limited amount of damage in the deck. See how they're all Battlecry cards, and Barrister Lynchen's a Battlecry card. Barrister Lynchen. Again, a really interesting card, that Barrister Lynchen, isn't it? This is more this is the artwork that I would much more consider to be consistent with the world of Hearthstone in its early origins. It is, of course, stylized. It's not cartoony though, is it? There's a bit of realism in there, in that mug in the hand. It's got a bit of the bartender Bob's, hasn't it? A little bit of realism in there. Nice detail. From a distance, you can see clearly what's going on in the card. It's the woman is holding out the mug of. All right, all right. You impatient.
Evil draws close.
What's that? That's not a greeting. Greetings, evil draws close. Demon Hunter, man, it's just obnoxious. Each player... Yeah, I know. Sorry, Anduin. Sorry. I can't read your name, so... But you're going to be surprised when you see what I play, because all my cards are Battlecry cards, and they're not the usual sort of combos. There's a chunky Marrow Slicer. Dun, 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 dun. Is it worth coining this out? Probably not, so we'll just do this. Because my opponent's dying to use their AoE. So they can use their AoE if they want. The Horde Pillager works really well with the Marrow Slicer, lots of value there, but not so well with the Umberwing. But, you know, we're a Demon Hunter. What are you up to there? Reducing the cost of things. This is what the priest likes to do. Here we go. Chaining together the heals. But if we can eliminate their value creators, then I don't care about drawing the soul fragments. They're just in there. If we can eliminate their value creation, then we do a good job. The next demon costs 2 less, or a great big weapon. What do you want? Great big weapon, I reckon. Oosh. And we'll keep as much on board as possible. It's normal for my opponent to be getting smashed in the face when they play against a Demon Hunter, isn't it? The ugly Demon Hunter, the ugly side of Hearthstone. Demon Hunter. There we go, there you go. There's your AoE. Oh, self-damaging. Lynch not so hot now because I'm not going to refill my hand, am I? So we'll just play. The next demon costs less. And attack. In the hopes that we draw a good demon. If not, we're going to play Marrow Slicer again. And then when we play Horde Pillager, at least it will have a 2 in 3 chance of giving us the good weapon. Our home, our tombs. Okay, that's changed my mind a little bit. Now I want more stuff on board, maybe, do I? No, Marrow Slicer will still do, and it'll still do. And we can also discover a demon, and it will cost us a little less. We do like to get Barrister Lynch out on some of the good stuff. But for now, let's go this way around.
Vengeance is mine.
Vengeance is mine. Our tombs. I'm going to discover the demon because I want to know what I'm getting before I make the decision on what kills this. Whether I want to keep the board fairly more packed but with things with lower health, or whether I've got other options. I've got a rush next turn if I want it. That's a nice big demon. I've definitely got more than 6 attack. Oh no, I haven't, have I? 4, 5. No, I haven't. I haven't got more than 6 attack. When I get more than 6 attack, unlikely. Maybe this with the death rattle. And we will just run that in. My opponent could be resurrecting things, you see, so more things on board might be important for me. Maybe not. Maybe not. I wasn't able to get my death rattle on board before the soul mirror. But, you know, they've wasted the soul mirror, so... That's cool, look. That's nice, isn't it? Nice combo.
Would you help a weary traveler? I was the first, you know.
If next turn we can get Barrister Lynching on that Terran, that'd be lovely. But what could happen against a priest is they might drop that taunt that steals your minion and then reduce the health of things. Oh no, it's just that horrible taunt that... Oh, here we go. It'd be nice to have some silence in the deck now, wouldn't it? I'm not sure we do. So what we're going to do, we definitely want the Lynching. We want as many minions as we can get going. And freezing the enemy would be good. 5, 6, 7, 8 is perfect, isn't it? We don't get to increase the number of buffs, because if you're lynching the buffs and then buff the stuffs, that's good as well, isn't it? But for now we're going to try and fill the board as much as possible. So we're going to freeze our enemy. We're going to destroy him first, are we? No, we're going to freeze, fill the board. And we want to make sure... No, yeah, we're going to go this way around. Watch this.
Is it cold in the shadows? Double pump Azarano, extra Starwhip, High Mountain Ice Room for Mana Spice coming right up.
Well, I don't actually want to kill this yet. I just wanted to damage that, so it causes my opponent problems if they're AoE. Oh, here we go. This is going to be a right mess. We're getting out of our depth now. We're getting out of our depth. This needs to go. Can't keep summoning copies, mate. You can't keep summoning copies. That needs to go. So a nice chuff weapon would be nice.
Treasure? Loot? What more can I ask for?
Okay, we got the bad weapon. That's fine. We got the bad weapon. That's fine. This is also a nice target for these div heads. Right, if we want to run the roulette first, or do we want a Terran first? We want a Terran first, don't we? Keep all this stuff. As much as possible on board. If I damage it first, it kills something. Then when I do the Terran, I get less stuff. Yeah, I just want as much stuff on board. Cheap stuff to go on board, and we're going to Terran. Let my opponent work that one out. I haven't got a soul mirror anymore.
We will feed on this world.
I was expecting some more of this, of course, and I've got freeze saved up for that, because this is going to be the thing that they want to buff, isn't it? They're going to want to put some like lifesteal and make it huge. I'm going to freeze it, and then we can start knocking these about.
Come closer. You can trust me.
That's the end of our game. There we go. Stupid card, isn't it? Such a stupid card. Perfect balance. Free to play, by the way. Huge legendary card, that, for the priest. You know, silence was a problem in the game, so they removed the... they Hall of Famed some of the cards that caused silence effects, didn't they? And then they printed more. And not only does it silence the card that it... You know, not only does it silence your threat, it becomes it. So it's like a huge swing. And in a free-to-play deck like mine, I just can't combat that. And we're going up against all of the people who are difficult to play against with my free-to-play deck, because we're just going to deal damage and just run to face. And it really works, this deck. It really can work. Oh look, I do have some legends of my own, don't I? Not always the best idea to damage the warrior early on, so they can definitely use their card draw resource. You know, they're damaged now, and they can armor up as much as they want. They can always get an extra card for drawing with rage thing, whatever it is. And yeah, I do have some legendaries in this deck, but they're only the random ones that I got, not good ones. What now? Are you gonna... Wow. Please Play cards. Don't be one of these boring... No, you're a legend. Why am I up against legendary players? This is my free-to-play account. This is ridiculous. Legend card back. I'm up against someone who's managed to make it to legend. And I'm using my free-to-play account. It doesn't matter about your spells because you're going to be playing, you press your button, but it's going to take you about 30 minutes to press it. 79% that's just gone up to. That's taken ages to go up for 1%, hasn't it? Not happy about that. I wonder if I can get the window. What would it be called? Final Cut Pro FC background tasks there. You see that? No? No. Come on, my opponent. Oh, it's going to be hell playing against an opponent like this on stream, isn't it? I wonder what streamers do when they, like, because I'm new to streaming. I don't Hearthstone stream a lot. It's not like I raise on Detri. It's part of the streams that we do, but I wonder what people do generally when they encounter that sort of rubbish. Hey, capital K. There's no being late. Late or early, it's all the same. It's always midnight. That was a waste of a Barov, mate. That was I mean, my opponent must have loads of control options in their hand because that was a huge waste. For what, 4 damage on board? 5 damage on board. Barov. So my opponent is playing pure control, I imagine. They must be. That was a waste. And I'm going to make him pay for it. 1 damage to all minions, yeah? 1 damage. Yeah. Come on then. Question is, do I make it go dormant and then buff my minions the turn later, or do I buff them now and lose these wriggling horrors to Barov? And the answer is I'm going to go with the greed, and I'm just going to make Barov go dormant. I shouldn't swing with the weapon for the final stroke. I shouldn't do that. I should hold on to that just in case, because I might not be able to play Marrow Slicer next turn. But you see, next turn I might want to be giving these adjacent things +1/+1, and maybe I shouldn't have popped that in the middle of these two, because I want to buff them, don't I? But of course, I don't want my opponent to be able to do something like and against adjacent minions and then kill the good things. You know what I mean? Minion placement makes a difference when you've got cards in your opponent's hand that can deal damage to adjacent minions. I don't know if I played that right. Maybe I should have played it on the end. Maybe I should have played it on the end. Here's the armor. Yeah. That's a great card, isn't it? Just because it gives it to each hero doesn't mean it's balanced. 1 mana, 4 armor, a 1/3 body. 1 mana. Yeah, your opponent gets 4 armor as well, but it's not. That's not how balance works. Come on. Is it my turn now? Right then. Well, we're not going to lose these. I could use the Marrow Slicer, couldn't I? Just get that up. But then next turn, Barov will become available, and they might just be able to even though you can't run it into something, you might just be able to find a way of trading with it or destroying it. So just to play safe, I'm just going to keep these around. Oosh. And that's going to... Oh, it's not going to be that one, is it? It could be this one. Yeah, it could be this one. Using my brain is so tough for this. Actually, no, I'm going to go this way. Whatever I don't buff gets killed by Barov. I'm going to go this way. And then just run that into there. And the rest into face. There we go. And then we can start getting the weapons up next turn. Start doing some freezing. And we can start to push this damage. If they can't remove this board, then it's all done for. Obviously, they've got Brawl. I was going to say Tavern Brawl, but Brawl, of course, in hand. Turn 5 Brawl is inevitable, isn't it? Oh, look at that. What were the odds of that happening? 8 to 1. You're going to click... Oh, that's remarkable. No? You're going to just wait, make us wait. You've done your turn now. There's nothing else you can do. You can't be thinking because you're obviously brain dead. So, come on, get on with it. Maybe it's a technique to try and rile up your opponent. I mean, you can't be enjoying this at the other end, can you? You can't be having a good time thinking about things. Waiting for the rope. Yeah, it's not ideal, is it? Not an ideal situation. I believe there should be some etiquette in... no, there should be some general etiquette. It seems that people have forgotten how to be polite, how to be good people. It seems that being rude is acceptable. But it's not really, is it? It's not really. Do we want to wade in with the weapon, or do we want to get that thing on board and freeze our opponents? 3, 4... Yeah, let's do this way.
Is it cold in the shadows?
They're good options, aren't they? I'll take this. It looks weak, but it's more on board. It's a little bit more to face. Next turn we're going to pop up the Marrow Slicer probably. Get our 5 damage in with that. And then we're going to be basically at lethal. That's what the F is that doing in your deck? Are you running some sort of combo? What's this all about? This looks desperate. You're roping me and this is your strategy. This is your thought pattern. What's going on? I can't see it. Can't see it myself because that's lethal for me now, isn't it? Is it? Have I got any soul fragments in deck? I don't think I have I? But 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 15. Not that far away, is it? 8 to 15. So I don't care about the board. I just care about dealing the damage to face now. These will get through to face. Whatever I hit that with goes through to face as well. So that's like double damage. And this, I just don't even want that prime in the deck. I want to leave it out on board. Oh, more attack. That's nice. And this is going to go down to Barov anyway. So I'm going to run it in here for the extra face damage. And then I can do face damage here. I already struck. And that can go to face as well, because why ever the hell not? I can see how people play Demon Hunter now, look. I can see how they play it. Here we go. Your rudeness has not worked. They played that in the wrong order. Were you planning on getting loads of armour? Was that your plan? You might get a little bit, but you're going to have to get more than 10. You're not going to get more than 10. It's all gone wrong for my opponent, who is now going to eke out the time in the belief that they get more experience points or something. But when you consider how valuable your time is in your life, it's not worth the experience points. You know, it's not worth it overall. You're losing on the deal, because each game of Hearthstone has some secret mechanism to give experience points for your battle pass, and you save up those experience points and that'll give you in-game currency like gold. And this amount of time that you're wasting, right, that time, that it's become look at all this, deal more damage, deal more damage. That time that you waste isn't worth wasting for experience points and gold. It's not worth wasting.
Evil draws close. My thanks.
Black ice.
It's not worth wasting. You know, if you're really that hell-bent on that extra bit of gold for the extra pack of cards, you should do it my way. Look at all that XP, look, all that XP from just acing through it. Better than just doing nothing for ages. 80%. We only got 80. I can't watch that thing ticking up anymore. 80%. I thought that during this broadcast it would tick up over 100%, and then we could you know, switch on the camera. But no.
Want it?